Stocks brought to you by AC Capital Market. I'm Samantha Boon, and today we are very, very excited to welcome Eddie Taufik, Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Market Analyst at ADM, Investor Services International. Thank you, Eddie, for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Great. All right. So before we get into it, I just want to introduce Eddie to our new viewers, right? So Eddie joined the financial markets in 1985, and since then he has worked as a futures and FX trader at Morgan Stanley, and a bullion dealer and warrant clerk at the London Metal Exchange. Now, over 40 years of active involvement, Eddie has witnessed the peaks and troughs from the numerous economic cycles since. That's why today we want to pick your thoughts on what's happening with some of what's on the market, right? So Eddie, let's start by talking about gold, right? So we saw magnificent bull run for the safe haven assets until recently. It seems to have peaked, right? So where do you see gold by the end of 2025, Eddie?
Well, let me share a chart with you if I may, and I'll start with that one if I can. So just please bear me a second whilst I do the sharing. Hold on, there we go. You should see the chart now.
Yep. All right, it's on.
Okay, the situation is that we're obviously coming off the all-time high. Now we're coming down to a support area at the moment, and it's projected support. So they're ones which are based on previous lows and highs. And we're sort of edging out of that at the moment, down towards that 52.75 area, which is the bottom end of an area of supports, one would say, or actually indecision, because what we've got at the moment is a period of indecision over the last 2 weeks. The market is still looking higher, looking upwards. I've actually drawn, if you really want to know, I've drawn a new set of projected Fibonacci lines. And the top one, the one to look at, is 37.72, which is, and I'm not going to give a time on that one because it could happen in the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months. But it's the top side for the immediate future. The support at the moment, the key support, is around about 31.68, which ties in with the early April low. And then below that, the longer term support, you'd have to have that February high and April low down at 29.56. So you could go down to 29.56 and still recover and move up towards those highs and break them even higher up to, say, possibly even 37.72. And I'll stop sharing now. That's all right.
Wonderful. Thanks. Thanks, Eddie. So now, apart from gold, right? Another trend we see developing is the USD. Now, the dollar index has fallen below the 100 key threshold and has also retreated significantly against major currencies. Do you see any trading opportunities here?
Well, I'm going to, again, share a chart with you, and this is going to be on the euro dollar. So just bear me a second. You should see that now.
All right. Yep.
Okay. Now, this is not just in euro dollar, but is also in cable. And I'll talk about cable in a little while. But it's really, really important level has been breached in April. We're in a situation now that we have set up the conditions for an annual key reversal. So this is not only talking to the end of this year, but going to many years from now. So if on the 31st, and I think it's a Wednesday, the 31st of December this year, we close either over 112.13 or under 103.33, then we will have an annual key reversal, either up or below. If we close within that window of 103.33 to 112.13, then we'll have a lesser outside year pattern. At the moment, we're looking at, obviously, an annual key reversal up. But I can't make a prediction for what will be in 8 months' time because it's such a volatile market. What I can say in the immediate market is that we have had a series of bullish halfway hesitations. We had a move up from the end of February to the end of March, which was then moved higher still in a halfway move. So we've had one hesitation. This hesitation we're now seeing, which is really from a run we're seeing in there, then that projects up to about 117 and a quarter. But we have a number of very heavy resistances topside to cap, which are capping the market. The neckline extension that you can see there in red is the key one in the immediate one, and that's trading round about the 114.75 area. But we have further ones all the way up to 117 and a quarter. So I would suggest we still have a halfway hesitation opportunity up to 117 and a quarter in the immediate month or 2 months ahead. But the key thing to remember for the end of this year and going forward in all years forward is the 112.13 to 103.33 levels. If we close outside of those, we have an annual key reversal. If we close within it, then we have a lesser outside year pattern. I'll now stop sharing.
Thanks, Eddie. So I just want to bring us to the SPX 500 before we close our conversation today. So we saw a broad-based index scoring 57 all-time highs in 2024, right? So but has now dropped well below the 6,000 point level. So do you think it would reclaim this level, Eddie?
Well, let's have a look at my chart again. I'll refer to my chart on this one, and I will share it with you. This is on the futures contract, okay? So you should see it now.
Yeah.
Okay. A key feature that's happened at the end of last week and the beginning of this week is that we have gone over the 50% Fibonacci line of this whole move down from February down to April. We've recapped over half of that move. That is at the 5501 level, or 5500, let's say. So we're above that 5500 area, which is a significant level. And it's looking like it's trying to stabilize above it. But we have, as you can see there, this pink line which is running through here. That's the middle sign of a very large